All right, so Heroes of Might and Magic, Olden era, right? Should you buy this? I'm gonna give my honest take on this game. Granted, I have a very little amount of playtime in it so far. I have about 2 hours into it. It's a turn-by-turn game. If you, at this point, you should already know if it's your kind of game, right? If you don't, then there's a little bit more to it. So you have heroes that can split with their own armies across the map. So if you know about the overworld in Mario, then you're going to probably be familiar with the way this game works. You go like on a tile system with a system that relies on how many points of movement you have in a turn. And you see the hourglass in the bottom right corner. Um, that is basically how much movement you have in that turn. So here they're just showing the old, and if we skip to the actual game here, so this is what it looks like in a fight. You see that it turns into a hexagonal uh, battlefield. So this is what the combat looks like in the game. And you'll have your own troops on the left. At least I think that pretty much all the time they're going to spawn on the left. And the enemies will spawn to the right. You can choose where to place your soldiers in probably the first three hexagonal squares. And once you do that, and you hit the fight button in the middle, you'll actually see the enemies appear. So that just lets you kind of organize your army a little bit before the actual fight starts. Once it starts, then every unit has its own movement and, you know, attacks that it does in the fight. Um, yeah, so would I recommend this game to casual gamers? Absolutely. I would absolutely recommend this game to a casual gamer. Specifically, people who might not enjoy extremely competitive games. You're not playing against other players here. At least I don't think that you can play against other players. I might be wrong about that. But for the most part, you're going to be playing against the campaign NPCs, which is amazing. The things that I really like about this game so far is definitely the UI. It's very satisfying to look at. It's very satisfying to interact with. The little animations, I love that. I love the character models. It's a 3D, but it's also giving me a kind of Guilty Gear Strive, if you know that game. Guilty Gear Strive fighting game. It's 3D, but it's kind of 3D and a half or 2D and a half. But you can't really turn your camera around. I don't think you can do that. But it looks really good. Very minimal, very very video gamey, which is something I like. But I understand if you don't like this kind of art style, it's definitely not going to please everybody. Other than that, I really like the sound effects of the game. The game sounds really nice. This game is not going to be very like stressful. You can play this game at your own pace. You can save the game anytime you want to, and it's going to be a good time. If you like this kind of game, you probably already have it. This game is pretty new. It just came out yesterday, I think, July 2026. And yeah, so far I'm having a blast. I recommend checking this game out. It's on sale on Steam, and if you haven't yet, then look at a few videos and you'll get a pretty good idea. So at this point, you probably already have an idea of what the kind of game is, and thank you for watching. I'm going to keep rambling on here about a few other things. Um, so this game, it's pretty hefty in terms of information. You have to do a bit of reading, which is something that I wasn't used to. Uh, compared to the other games that I play, you don't really have to read that much for the other games I play, but there's a lot of little mechanics you have to understand in this game. Like how do you level up your heroes? What type of stuff can you equip on your heroes? What's gold for? What's XP for? How do you build buildings in your cities? What does garrison mean? You can garrison units in your cities. You can buy in units, but there's all sorts of little mechanics that you might not be extremely fond of if you're not used to this type of game. So I'm giving this game a shot just because I like strategy games. I'm a fan of RTS. This is definitely not an RTS, but it still has some elements of pretty cool art style and that sort of stuff. Ugh, can't talk. All right, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.